Well, today was a good day. We're excited about our incoming freshmen that we're able to sign with us today. We're excited to get them here. We've gotten to know all these young men very well over the last year or so. Know quite a bit about them as a person, as a player. I think they fit in great to our program and to what we're trying to accomplish. And I think they all can come in and can contribute. Some early, some maybe it takes a year or two, but all quality football players. And we're excited to get them here. And I think today, in the recruiting world, it comes to recruiting high school young men to come in and to get on the field and to develop, and that's a very important piece of recruiting. Recruiting the transfer portal is another very important piece of the recruiting that we're constantly doing as we speak, and that will definitely heat up over the next month or two. And then the third is retaining the players on your team that have been a big part of helping you win and helping you get to where you want to go. So all three of those are very important, and they all need to be utilized. And but we are excited about the 14 signees that'll be coming and joining us, some early and some after their school year.
So you have 4 in-state signings when you count Michael Rice during the season. I mean, how important is that to get, I guess, increase the Kentucky footprint and recruiting and then getting those guys here in Louisville? I
think it's always important. You want to recruit your state and the surrounding area as hard as you can. They're obviously familiar with what your program is all about, and you get a chance to know them very well, their families, their coaches. Normally there's a lot of connections that you have as well. Any of the top players in this state, we want to provide them an opportunity to play here if that's where they want to be. So we'll definitely to continue to recruit that hard. I like the young men that we have that have joined us from in-state. We think they'll be really good players, and we've seen them quite a bit. We know everything about them that you can, and I think they'll work hard and do really good things for us.
Jeff, the last few additions have been from the state of Florida. How important again is that? And you've got another running back from down there. You've had good success this year with one from down there. Tell us about Wilder.
Well, we like Wilder. He goes by, what was his nickname, Brady? Gata. I got to pronounce it right, Gata. But you know what? We recruited him for a while, and we got to know him. We went down and saw him. Some of our coaches. He came to a game here. I think maybe the last home game. We think he's a really good football player, and I think he's played a top line of football down in Florida. I think that he can run. He's got a great personality, and I think he'll fit in great in our running back room.
Yeah, recruiting rankings are always a hot topic. Isaac Brown was only a 3-star. I think he was rated the 39th running back in the country, yet he produces as one of the top freshmen. How do you view the recruiting rating stuff, and when you evaluate guys, is that at all a factor, or you just strictly go by what you see on film?
No, we really don't. I mean, I respect anyone's recruiting rankings that they want to make on any players. I think sometimes in these high school recruiting rankings, it's about how many players you get. Sometimes makes your ranking go up instead of the quality of players. And at the same time, we want to get to know our young men, whether they have a star or 2 or 3 or 4 next to them. I'm not saying that we haven't ever looked at it, but you can tell in film. You can tell when you get to know them. You can tell when you watch them practice. You can tell when you research, talk to the coaches and people that know them, what they're all about. And we want to make sure we get good quality young men that are talented, that love the game of football, that want to be here, that it fits. Like this is where they want to, prove what they're worth and try to get to the next level and have a lot of fun doing it. And I just think that, you look at everything. But like I said, I think recruiting nowadays is changed. It's young high school prospects, it's portal additions, and for us sometimes it's veteran players that have played a lot of football that can help your football team win, and it's now retaining players on your team that you definitely want to be here that have helped you have success over the years.
Jeff, what do you like about Antonio Harris? He played quarterback this year for them. Obviously, a wide receiver and some quarterback.
Well, Antonio's very versatile, and that's what we like about him. He's got a great personality, great smile. He's wanted to be here from day one. He can do a lot of things, and I think anytime you get an athlete in the back end that can catch, that can play quarterback, they're normally your best players because they kind of have a feel of what the offense is doing. They kind of have a feel of what the quarterback's looking at. You can tell when you watch him play. And he'll play in the secondary for us. Obviously, he can do other things if he wants as well. But he definitely, we think, can be an outstanding defensive back for us. He takes a lot of pride in wanting to be here. He's got a great family, and there's great bloodlines there as well. And, he's been a big part of this recruiting process, and we think he can get on the field early.
Jeff, you've had your quarterback in this class for a long time, over a year, in Mason Mims. You guys targeted him early. What was it about him that really drew your interest to say, hey, this is our guy?
We fortunately got on Mason early and got a chance to know him and did our research early and kind of got in maybe before some others wanted to. We know his head coach very well also. They run a really good offense. But he's a good passer. He's a good leader, and he's an accurate passer. And he got better and better even as this year went on. He put up really good numbers. His team has advanced very far as well. He took him to a lot of wins. He's a good leader. Obviously, his recruiting picked up after he committed to us, and other teams wanted to try to get him to sway to their end, and he stuck with us, which we appreciate that. But he's got a lot of promise, and I just think you can tell watching film and watching him that he's kind of got the it factor. He understands it. He can throw accurate balls even when he's getting pressured, not just when guys are open, and he has plenty of room to throw. He's got great poise. Comes from a great family as well. Had a lot of fun getting a chance to know his parents and family, and I just think he'll really fit in well here and work well with me and definitely with Brian. Very similar personality. He's a worker, and he doesn't get too high or too low, and I think he'll do a really good job for us.
Jeff, the last 2 years, you guys had to hit the transfer portal looking for a starting quarterback. Is that going to be the case this year? Do you feel like you guys have the starter on your roster?
Well, we're constantly evaluating and trying to improve the football team, and we're going to look, and see what's out there and see what fits without question. I like the development of our quarterbacks on our roster, but we are going to look as well and see if there's a veteran that we think can fit as well.
Just going back to Antonio Harris, how special are those legacy commits? Obviously, Uncle played here. We have TJ, obviously, who's on the team now. His dad played here, but how special is that?
Well, it's a lot of fun. You know about them going into it. About the parents, the family. You get to know them all. You have a history with them. A lot of times, whether I played with them or my brother did or other coaches on our staff, we played with the fathers of some of these players, which makes us old. But, when people want to be somewhere and they want to make a difference, that means as much as anything. And with Antonio, he wants to be here and he wants to make a difference, and he wants to do it in front of his family and his friends, and he wants to put this program, continue to elevate it as much as he can, and I think he will make a difference. And I think he's got a great work ethic. As we said earlier, he's very athletic and do a lot of things, and we're looking forward to getting him on the field. That is a position that after this year we will have to address because it's very thin.
Jeff, we talked last year about the number and the size of a class. Do you anticipate this being kind of a normal size for you now, kind of moving forward, or does it something that maybe change depending on the portal?
Well, I think that coming in here when you're new and you have to adapt the roster with some people leaving and some changes, kind of sets a pattern where if you bring in veterans and some older guys, then they're going to leave after a year. So you got to continue to do that for a while until you maybe lessen that a little bit. But all three segments of recruiting that I mentioned earlier, as far as high school prospects, portal additions, and retaining your team, are all important. That really weren't as big a part of it back in the day. So I think it's important you look at how many young guys do we have, how many veterans, how do we make this team more experienced, how do we get them to improve now and win now instead of a year or two down the road. So all those are taken into account, and we definitely want to continue to improve our football team. So yes, I don't see that amount being very high every year. I think we'll be very selective in our choices and make sure that all of them fit.
Jeff Cullen indicated yesterday that he's coming back. That seemed to be a pretty big recruit. Is that an evolving process? Is that your understanding that's gonna happen, and what does that mean for the impact?
Well, we really like Colin Lacey. I think he's a very talented player. He showed that with us when we got him here. He had the unfortunate injury that knocked him out. That was just a freak thing in practice. And he was really coming on, and we had a bunch of packages for him. And to his credit, he came back the very first day he could against Notre Dame. About the first day he was cleared, and he played. Maybe that didn't feel the way he wanted, but he's very talented. And to get him back, maybe even as early as this next week, going again with us, I think he can do great things for us. And we're happy to have him back, and I think he can make plays and can make a difference for us.
Do you expect to add any more high school guys to the class in addition to these 14? And how many guys out of the portal do you expect that you'll add?
I don't see many more high school prospects that we'll add, to be quite honest with you. I think we're good where we're at. Doesn't mean one or two may not happen in the next month or two, but I don't anticipate it. It's got to be really the right fit and someone that we think can get on the field early. But when it comes to portal additions, we got plenty of room. So there's plenty of room right now to add some veterans, add some pieces that we need to help improve our football team. As you look at our depth chart and as we evaluate all the time, without question, we need to, improve and get better. And there's some veterans that have done a really good job for us this year that won't be here anymore due to graduation and their eligibility expiring that we've got to address. And we will, without question, continue to address that and look at it hard and make sure we get plenty of veterans in here to help our team.
Yeah, just to follow up on Colin for a second, I believe I remember you saying at the time you personally disagreed with the decision that you didn't feel like it was best for the team at that moment. Knowing that it's kind of a different era of college sports, everybody adjusting to it, you and Colin talking about that decision, I guess, what was that process like? What changed between then and now to get it for that?
Well, it probably wasn't much different than you and your wife disagreeing on something. And you say, well, I don't agree, but I respect your decision, and you move on. So, and I do. You got to respect young men's decisions and what their goals are. I think Colin is a very smart young man. He's talented, he's strong, and he wants to be here, and he wants to make a difference, and he wants to have a great last year. And to him, that's very important. Like, he didn't like missing games. He didn't like not being able to play half the season. He didn't like not being fully healthy. He wanted to showcase who he was really about. So to get a chance for him to do that this next year, we're excited about it. I'll have a whole winter and spring and summer to continue to develop, and I think he'll do a great job.
What do you like about the Dylan Smith kid? He kind of stood out, he's just so big out there. And how quickly does a kid like that keep going?
Well, you know what? He was very under the radar early on, and we just like what we saw from him. From a college standpoint, he still needs to put on size and weight, but man, he was athletic, he could move, he played hard, he was tough, and as you watch him play, he displays those characteristics, like he goes hard, and he has a high motor, and to play that position, that's what you kind of have to have, and he has great athleticism to go with it, and he'll continue to add the weight and continue to get bigger and stronger, but he's done a great job for his team. They're in the state championship. He's a big reason because of that. And when you watch the video and turn on the tape, he definitely stands out. And he is a great young man.
Does that get you in like a Ryle t-shirt for that game, a Ryle sweatshirt Saturday? You cheer on the Raiders?
I'm going to try just to watch from afar and cheer them all on. He is going against my school, but I hope Dylan plays well.
Jeff, how big is it to have guys from winning programs? I think, like a bunch of your guys played either in state semifinals or state finals this season.
Well, I think that's the great part about when you have a little bit more of a condensed high school class, you get a chance to know them. I mean, sure, these guys have been here so many times. In the past, you would maybe see a guy in the summer, maybe a trip in the fall, and then maybe an official visit if you hadn't already taken one. That was it. I mean, these guys are coming to almost all the games. They're coming to practices in fall camp. They're coming to spring practice. You're going to see them. You get a chance to know them. And yes, we have some guys that are still playing football and have done a really good job. And they're a big component of why their team was in the state championship. So I think they'll fit in great here. They play hard. A lot of these guys play hard. You see it. They're hungry. A lot of these guys that maybe don't have whatever stars people want them to have, they want to work and they want to prove to people, how good they can be, and that's exciting to coach those type.
Jeff, talking about the quarterback position for a second. When you're talking, guys, how much do you use the success that Tyler and Jack had here in a limited time as examples of what can be done here as a whole?
Well, I think that we don't like to brag a whole lot on that, but when you recruit, you got to kind of just state facts. And a lot of people in recruiting will sell you on something with really no evidence behind it. They're just going to sell you that this is what we can do for you. And since you're here now, we're going to do this. We're the opposite. We're going to show you what we have done, what we've done in the past at Western Kentucky, at Purdue, at the University of Louisville. You can see it. We'll show you the video. We'll show you the stats. We'll show you, where they're at now and that they're still playing, and what we can do now with you, and that we've done it before. And I just think that, myself and Brian have played the position at a high level. Whether you think we were good or not, we did. And we've been there and we've done it. And we've had ups and downs. We've experienced it. And we're here to make the offense revolve around the quarterback and do what he does best and try to put points on the board, make it exciting to watch, have fun doing it, and help the team win. And I just think, any quarterbacks that we coach or bring in, we just show them facts and make sure we communicate this is exactly what we've done in the past and what we believe we can do.
Last three.
Getting a kid like Brock Kaufman who plays under Chad Pennington, what did you like about him and the importance of getting that addition of receiver?
Well, Brock is an interesting young man. He can do a lot of things. He plays receiver. He plays in the secondary. He's a really good basketball player. He's very athletic. Got a chance, I don't know if it was last year about this time when we were on the road to go see him at school. He's a competitor. He's been here on campus. He's still playing as well. I just think he's got a lot of natural athletic ability, and you can see it. And you can see how he adjusts the ball, how he catches it, how he plays in the secondary, how he reads the quarterback's eyes, how he breaks on a ball, how he runs the basketball court, how he goes up and dunks it, how he plays defense. And anytime you can get a young man that's really athletic and in-state and wants to be here, he's come from a great family as well, I think he'll really do a great job for us.
What's this week like? I mean, are you talking to bowl people? Do you have an idea of bowls that are in play for you? Kind of how do you all deal with it leading up to Sunday when it's finally announced?
Well, I got to just kind of take a couple breathers this week and not have to prepare for another team. I got to go watch the basketball game, which was, the outcome wasn't what we all wanted, but that was fun to do. And then you just kind of get ready to, be ready to finish the recruiting class for this year and be ready to plan for any portal additions that you have. And that is a constant. So we're constantly kind of looking at the future and how to build the team and how to build the roster, meeting with players, making sure they understand where they stand on our football team and if that fits with where they want to go or if it doesn't. We try to do right by all and communicate as honestly as we can with that. When it comes to the bowl game, I wish I knew. We probably won't know anything until Sunday at 4 o'clock when it's announced. And you hope for certain destinations and all those things where it's warm, but you really don't know. And I think that I wish I knew more too. I know the 6 probably options, but we'll probably have no idea until championship games are played and they start putting pieces in there. But even last year, I don't think we knew it about 4 o'clock on Sunday.
You got 3 guys from the state of Alabama, including your highest ranked recruit, CJ May. That's prime SEC country. How are you able to go in there and get really good players?
Well, we're excited about CJ and a lot of those young men. I think they can be really good players. Recruiting, there's a lot of really good football players. And, you recruit the best young men you have. You get a feel, are you really in the mix or are you not? Sometimes someone may be the first choice somewhere else, but maybe they're not the first choice somewhere else. And you really don't know that, so you just got to continue to recruit, and you got to just let the thing play out. So it does force you to recruit a lot of young men that, sometimes you may not get. But you don't know that, and you can't really back down. You kind of have to just hang in there and still continue to recruit in football a high volume of young men, just because you don't know how this is going to play out. And certain schools are only going to take so many guys. Certain schools may take a smaller high school class as well. And you got to believe in yourself and what you're doing. So I just think you just kind of have to have a broad picture, go in attacking anybody that you think can play and fit with your program. And sometimes it plays itself out in your favor naturally, and then other times things fall in your favor. But I think with CJ, we got on him early. Got a chance to know him and his family. They came here a lot early on. Everything was going well, and he just felt very comfortable with what we were selling and what we were all about. And we probably know him as well as any of these recruits. And he really wants to be here and make a difference. His team had a really good, successful year. He's got really good size, and when you look at him, he looks the way they're supposed to look. And he's going to continue to develop and grow, and we think he can be a really good football player.
Thank you.
Okay, thanks, guys.